Hi, my name is Gaurav Joshi. I am from Mastercard Payment Gateway. I'm going to talk about callback functions. We receive a lot of queries regarding the use of callback functions. We receive queries regarding why there is a callback function. So, I would like to talk about these callback functions, why they are there, and how you can implement them. So, I will take an example of a hosted checkout. The hosted checkout is one of the products of Mastercard Gateway. We have like the documentation for implementing callbacks. So basically, what is a callback function? Now, supposing I am a customer on a merchant's website and I do some incorrect stuff. I click the back button when I'm not supposed to. I enter something incorrect in the form. I give my CVV incorrect or my expiry date as incorrect. Now, we as Mastercard Gateway have given the functionality to use callbacks so that you can handle the payment correctly. You don't need to error out. The merchant can save that information someplace or do any action based on the incorrect input of the customer. So this is why we have implemented callbacks. I'll talk about how to use them as well. Now I'll demonstrate how to use callback functions. Here you can see these are some of the functions that are written like that data hyphen cancel, data hyphen before redirect. This is the documentation where basic callbacks are defined, like what happens when a user cancels a transaction in between or there is an error that is encountered. You can see more documentation here in the actual API reference section as well. So you have to go to API reference section of the checkout.min.js. This is hosted checkouts API reference page. I'll navigate there. So we go to the SDK section, click on checkout, and these are certain functions that the checkout SDK provides. And this is the callbacks that are mentioned here. I've used this HTML page to demonstrate the example. So I'll copy the code from the integration guide from checkouts SDK. This is the example. I'll just copy this one and put it in my editor. What I've done some basic changes. I've changed the script tag, like the URL. I've added a few console.log. I've entered the session ID as well. And what I've done is I've created a node application just to serve up this page, callback.html. So whenever I call localhost, this is what it'll load up. One important point that I wanted to mention here is the Postman example, test merchant. I'm creating a session ID, and I'm using this session ID to do my tests. So just a second, I'll create a unique order ID and create a unique session. So in the first instance, what we'll try to do is we'll test the cancel callback scenario when the user inadvertently clicks on the cancel button. Let me restart the server. So let me open it. Host. Let me open the inspect. So I'm on this page. When the user clicks on the back button, we are trying to simulate the application that the user is clicking the cancel button and it's an unintended action. So here you can see the payment cancelled. So this is a function, inbuilt function in this JavaScript library. So this is the cancel callback. So now you can ask me, okay, how did you generate this session? Just quickly, I'll go over it. You go to the documentation section, go to hosted checkout, take establishing a session. Yeah, this one. So you just have to copy paste this part, this initiate checkout, and make these changes in the Postman examples and run it. Just be mindful that you have to generate unique order ID every time. So now what I'll do is I'll replicate the second scenario where there is an error that is happening. So let me first generate a session. Let me copy that session and let me paste it here. I'll make it a little bit interesting. Instead of calling this error callback function, let me open up a page, mastercard.com. So what I'll do is instead of opening up or calling this error function, if we want the user to be redirected to a certain URL, so I'm just saving it. Let me restart the server. Let me replicate it. Just a second. Let me make an error entry first. So say, for example, there is an error happening. You're not saving the session ID correctly. So there is some error that is happening. We're trying to replicate any error that is happening. So what I've done is I've changed the session ID little bit. Now let me restart the server. Now once that happens, let me open a localhost new page and let me click on this payment page. So ideally, there's an error happening and we should be redirected to Mastercard's page. Yeah, so there is an error happening. Let me inspect if I. Yeah, so there was an error that was there, and that's why it came to this page. Yeah, it will not go to the console log. This will not be written because we are not calling this function. It is directly going to this page, mastercard.co.in. So I have demonstrated to you how callbacks are used, and you can use it in any way that you deem fit. There are multiple scenarios and there are multiple functions that are available to you, like error, complete, timeout, and there are even more that are mentioned in the API reference. So you can use like complete, cancel, before redirect, after redirect. This is just an example of how you can use callbacks. So thank you very much